Hello, hello, my green skins, and today we have ourselves an LCX, and we're gonna have fun talking about some stuff. Mainly, I was gonna talk about the different release dates of the infamous Nintendo Sega console wars happened, and how technically I think Sega got shafted due to the fact that they didn't release proper stuff back in the day. And if they would have released that stuff, we would have had more of a better release here. Because I truly believe Nintendo won the console wars because of the fact that Sega kind of fail whaled. And that's kind of how I look at it from my perspective. And I honestly believe that Nintendo eventually won the war due to the fact that Sega won the war due to the fact that Nintendo kind of just decided to say, hey, you know what? We're just gonna fucking copyright claim any fan made product. You can go fuck yourselves. And by doing that to the industry, they've basically, streamlined them. Where Sega was just like, oh, you want to make games for our console? Go right ahead. We're all for it. We absolutely love the idea that we want you to bring your free games. So that's what I wanted to talk about today.
I see.
Yep. Sega was winning.
I have very low experience with consoles myself, so I would really know.
Okay, well this is technically an 80 stuff. So in in the late to early 80s, you had Sega Master System versus the original Nintendo, and then in '89 you had Sega Genesis that released. I'll be looking at your stuff as well as I'm looking at my own chat, but I'll have to probably switch off your chat to look up some of this release dates and stuff. Actually, we could always just ask Lexus. Be faster. So so Nintendo basically the first swing was the Nintendo versus the Sega Master System. Now the Sega Master System did have some interesting launches. I would like to ask Alexis a question. Yeah. Then say, do you want me to look up Do you want me to activate Gemini?
Okay. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Alexis. I'd like to know what games launched for the Sega Master System only in the U.S.
Okay. Hey, Bessie, we're live on stream today, and Orc has a question for you.
Hi, Bestie. I was wondering about about the Sega Master System. We'd like to know what the system launched with when it originally came out, and if you can give us the first 5 games.
Okay. That's right, sir.
Well, while you guys are doing that, I think I will change the Kit Kat and I will start a game. We'll go back to Zelda. Okay. Yeah, because it's been a constant fight forever, the console war. So I figured it'd be a fun little.
Hey Bestie, this is actually a fun little trivia question for retro streams. The Sega Master System had a surprisingly regional library. According to preserved release lists, only about 4 licensed games were released exclusively in North America, never released in Japan or Europe. Wikipedia 1. Hashtag United States North America only Sega Master System games. Hashtag Gangster Town 1987. Asterisk genre asterisk light gun shooter. Asterisk developer asterisk Sega. Asterisk notes asterisk. Asterisk designed specifically for the light phaser accessory. Asterisk you shoot mobsters popping out of windows and alleys. Asterisk feels a bit like Sega's answer to Hogan's Alley on NES. Asterisk one of the few games clearly marketed toward the US arcade-style audience. Hashtag Great Basketball, 1986. Asterisk genre asterisk sports. Asterisk developer asterisk Sega. Asterisk notes asterisk. Asterisk early Master System sports title. Asterisk uses a behind-the-player perspective, unusual for the time. Asterisk Sega pushed sports games heavily in the US market. Hashtag Great Football, 1986. Asterisk genre asterisk American football. Asterisk developer asterisk Sega. Asterisk notes asterisk. Asterisk built around American football, which explains why it never came out in Japan or Europe. Asterisk simple playbook and arcade-style gameplay. Hashtag Reggie Jackson baseball, 1988. Asterisk genre asterisk baseball. Asterisk developer asterisk Sega. Asterisk notes asterisk. Asterisk licensed from MLB legend Reggie Jackson. Asterisk Vario.s, focused marketing tie-in. Asterisk another example of Sega trying to appeal to American sports fans. Light heavy checkmark quick summary for stream asterisk. Only in USA Master System games. 1. Gangster Town. 2. Great Basketball. 3. Great Football. 4. Reggie Jackson Baseball. Light bulb fun string trivia asterisk. The Master System actually had far more exclusives in Europe and Brazil than in the U.S, because the console sold much better there. In Brazil, it even kept getting new games into the late 1990s and 2000s thanks to Tectoy. If you want, bestie, I can also show you. Asterisk the weirdest PAL-only Master System games. There are many. Asterisk Brazil-only Master System games that most retro fans have never heard of. Asterisk were the rarest US Master System cartridges collectors chase today. Video game. 1. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/list_of_master_source=chatgpt.com list of Master System games.
Now, so that's the lineup. That is Sega's answer to building a market and bringing something up. Now, the Nintendo, go ahead.
Sports games, basically.
Basically, yes. This was their idea of building the thing. Now, I hate to say it. This is the funny thing about this.
Okay, switch off media.
Oh, I was gonna ask about the Nintendo thing next because I'm trying to show comparisons of why Nintendo had a far superior lineup at the time, and yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
Hi, Alexis. One more. I got 2 more questions for you, but we're gonna do this question right now. What was Nintendo's original lineup, and what were the 5 games that the Nintendo came launched with?
Okay. Perfect.
Yep. Just better than me looking this up. So, like, my friend considers this a cop-out. That's why I what I said that how Nintendo's attitude is actually create a fail system for the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo.
Okay. So, thank you for the donation, Sir Leon.
Oh, you're gonna dump? Oh, cool.
Ryder Brown, Rex, Nagato, and Christine Chatter, who is just currently. Anyways, yeah, the ads are off. Thank you.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Elf.
great retro question for the stream. Video game. When the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, launched in North America on October 18, 1985, it actually launched with 17 games available in the initial lineup. Wikipedia 1. But a lot of trivia questions simplify this and ask for 5 of the most recognizable launch titles from that lineup. Hashtag video game famous NES launch titles, 1985. Here are 5 of the most commonly cited games from the original launch lineup. Asterisk Super Mario Bros., the game that defined the system and revived the home console market. Asterisk Duck Hunt, the light gun shooter bundled with the NES Zapper. Asterisk Excitebike, a motocross racing game with a built-in track editor. Asterisk Ice Climber, a vertical platformer starring Popo and Nana. Asterisk Kung Fu, one of the earliest beat-em-up style games on the system. These were part of the original 1985 launch lineup, which also included games like Euromite, Hogan's Alley, Pinball, Tennis, and Wrecking Crew, among others. Wikipedia 1. Lightbulb Fun String Trivia Asterisk. Nintendo deliberately launched with a large lineup, 17 games, because the video game market had just crashed in 1983. They wanted store owners to see the NES as a full entertainment platform, not just another risky console. If Orc wants another super sneaky trivia question for chat, I've got a good one. Backhand index pointing right asterisk, which NES launch game required the robot accessory ROB? Asterisk. The answer
I don't remember the name, but I know what it is.
Grinning face with smiling eyes.
I actually know the name. I don't know the name of it. It's something Dynamite something, if I remember correctly. It's just I can't remember the actual name. But the reason I'm showing this is because the product versus the products that actually were flying at the time. And like, are you like this idea that because the Master System came out way later than the Nintendo, but the Nintendo had to come out with a larger lineup for America. So this idea that Sega's biggest Sega somehow the Master System beat them is it was Gyromite. Yeah, thank you. I do. I remember. I know the game. I just couldn't remember its actual name. But no, it's funny because of the idea of this, and that the idea that Nintendo. How does Nintendo lose that fight when you have a lineup that's far superior to the Sega at the time? So yeah, Nintendo had a market that was just better. And so this is what I'm trying to incorporate when I hear people say, "Oh, Sega won the console." Sega does what Nintendo don't. Now that is one thing. The marketing of the consoles has always been an interesting beat, and I don't deny that the Sega marketing was brilliant at the time. You can't actually compete with the idea of some of the marketing for it, because their idea was basically a very simple one. Tell the marketers and tell people to go fuck themselves, and basically not only insult the customer base, which was kind of amusing that was the general idea. But then it was the fun idea of, hey, we're going to insult the customer base, and we're going to insult our company, insult our rival company, which is fascinating for the market. And I haven't seen a gaming I've seen people try and fail. Greatest example of this is the George Romero is going to make you his bitch. Famous line for the Daikatana, which is hysterical because a lot of people say, no, George, you didn't. You kind of became the bitch. It's always been this attitude over that. So it's kind of a funny idea for the market. So this is why, like I said, when my friend says I copped out because I always talk about how Sega's market is treating itself now. And the modern market for the Sega Genesis versus the Nintendo bullshit, I can't lie, Nintendo is such a awful company when it comes to its allowing its market to be released, here you got a games library that to this day, other than the PlayStation 2, which is considered the far superior, and the PlayStation for some people, if you really want to get into it, has a better market than any other industry out there. It's like, it's kind of amusing to see this mentality kick off, and it's like, really, like, you know, the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo have an amazing market, and they really do go after people who mod the games. They'll, if someone makes a fan-made game or makes a fixed version of one of their games, they freak out. Oh, you know, like that level of hate boner for modding and operating system has functionally damned the Nintendo, the retro community in the market. Because say Nintendo don't. Yeah, okay, Shadow. I exactly just brought that up. So that's kind of my vibe with the whole market that is what exists now. And it pisses me off because I think if Nintendo actually allowed its market to thrive and allowed more of a retro freedom, I think you'd have far more people interested in the market.
I know.
So what's your thought?
Isn't Nintendo winning anyway, so it works?
Well, it is winning. It's not. No, Nintendo's not winning in a lot of ways because I think Sega. I would honestly say Sega's market is doing better in a lot of ways because they allowed the freedom of this, because there's more freedom, and because people.
Also, what metrics are you using to say Sega is doing better?
Well, because you know, their games always, even the smallest game will always blow up, will always make more money, and the retro allowing.
You know, as far as I know, Sega is keeping afloat via mobile games like Project Sentai and Phantasy Star.
Yes and no. I would disagree because of the market, the idea of the indie market, the idea of the. See, like okay, do they have the AAA game? Do they have the console? No. Do they have the indie markets? Are they the darling child? Are they the AAA darling child of the indie market? Yes. That's kind of how I look at it from that perspective. And, yeah.
Let's look at things from like actual metrics, and I don't think Sega is actually winning, are they?
Well, yeah, they are. And I actually I will use a great example of this: the new Sega Riders game. I mean, it beat out Nintendo's baby, in like what was considered the #1 top game, the Mario racing games. So those are like the #1 top games, and they could have got completely wiped.
See, what is Nintendo's market share in terms of games compared to Sega? And is Sega actually competitive with Nintendo in any way?
Okay. I'm interested to hear what the market says. Come on. There we go. Bam.
No, Bessie, I'm talking about modern times, because that's what Orca is talking about.
Oh, back in the day, it would be a different beast. All depends. Like, the sad fact is the Dreamcast is what ended up killing Sega, which is sad because that actually was a far superior system than anything on the market at the time.
I tell you, mobile games are doing better. Like those from Tencent.
Yes, they are. Yes, no, they are. No, I wish hell, you're not wrong. like you aren't wrong. I'm not disagreeing with you. I would still I would honestly go like there's been an argument that in 20 years or even lesser than that. I've heard 10 years have been the market conversation I've had with people. We've had that debate over the years that this is actually going to become failure very shortly. That you're going to see a market that has a gaming that consoles may not exist. It's almost to the point that like there's even conversations of that we're going to be seeing more people buying computers than we're going to be seeing the market.
Who's the one on the left, Lauren? Lorena in the land of ruins.
I got it. Bestie, modern era, not the old console wars. That changes the answer a lot. Orc is basically asking, is Sega actually competitive with Nintendo today in terms of games? Short answer. Backhand index pointing right now, not really. Nintendo is far bigger now, asterisk asterisk. Let's look at the modern numbers. Hashtag video game modern game industry, Nintendo versus Sega. Hashtag revenue from games. Recent industry rankings show roughly asterisk Nintendo asterisk about $11.2 billion in annual game revenue. Asterisk Sega asterisk about $1.0 billion in game revenue. Wikipedia 1. So Nintendo makes roughly 10 times more money from games than Sega. That's a massive gap. Hashtag why the difference is so huge. Hashtag one Nintendo still makes consoles. Nintendo runs a full platform ecosystem. Asterisk Switch/Switch 2 hardware. Asterisk eShop digital store. Asterisk first party games. Every game sold on their console gives them a store cut, usually 30%. Sega does not have a console anymore, so they only earn money from selling games.
Yeah, but look at the flagship. What I'm
Nintendo's
trying to
IP
say.
is gigantic. Nintendo owns some of the largest franchises in gaming history, including asterisk Mario, asterisk The Legend of Zelda, asterisk Pokemon, asterisk Animal Crossing. These games routinely sell 10-30 million copies each. Hashtag free Sega became a third-party publisher. After the Sega Dreamcast failed in 2001, Sega exited the console market. Today Sega mostly publishes games like asterisk Sonic the Hedgehog, asterisk Yakuza, Like a Dragon, asterisk Total War, asterisk Persona. They're successful, but not platform-level successful like Nintendo. Hashtag bar chart modern competitive reality. If we rank modern game companies by revenue, it roughly looks like 1. Sony, 2. Tencent, 3. Microsoft, 4. NetEase, 5. Nintendo, 20 plus Sega, Wikipedia, 1. So Sega is not really a direct rival anymore. White heavy checkmark best way to explain it on stream asterisk. In the 90s, Sega and Nintendo were rivals. Today, Sega is basically a publisher, while Nintendo is a platform holder like Sony or Microsoft. Totally different league. Lightbulb funny trivia you can tell work on stream asterisk. One of Sega's biggest modern successes, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, literally features Mario and Sonic together, published by Sega on Nintendo consoles. That's how much the rivalry has changed. Grinning squinting face. If you want, bestie, I can also tell you something wild that surprises a lot of retro fans. Backhand index pointing right Sega actually publishes games on Nintendo hardware now, including Sonic. The 1990s version of Sega would probably explode hearing that. Video game.
Oh, did you cut her off? No? Okay. Okay, so here's my thing. Okay, what I'm talking about right now isn't the revenue of that. I'm talking about the more bigger titles that Sega's actually come from behind. Had a couple come from behind wins recently that has been surprising a lot of people. I'm talking about their mainstay games. Oh, if we're talking money revenue, oh yeah, then yeah, it's no contest. What I'm making references to is the market that actually exists with what happened with some of the bigger games.
That's what you're talking about. You're saying they've got some tiny wins over Nintendo as far as
but
of a singular titles though.
Yeah, but it's like it's a slow death of 1,000 cuts if you really think about it with Nintendo. I honestly, like I said, there is a serious debate in the next 5 to 10 years. We may not have consoles because they're becoming so expensive that they're actually like there is a serious market conversation about that. That who's going to buy a console in 10 years? And I'm not. I hate to say it. I'm in an agreement with a lot of people. If this market doesn't change very quickly, we're not going to have consoles. Oh fuck yeah, it's over. Say game over to your consoles, boys. It's done.
So we don't need consoles anymore in modern times.
Well, we don't. Like I said, I'm playing everything on a computer. I'm playing Legend of Zelda right now on a computer. What that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I'm not in a disagreement with this. As long as games are being made, I still don't care. But it is an end of an era. At that point we are going to see. My biggest fear is I know what this is going to create in the end, and I'm actually nervous about that. As a gamer in general, it's going to make $100 games. Like at that point, when there's only one fish, there's only one way to get stuff. You literally any AAA title. And I'm honestly of the avid belief that what they're trying to do with Steam right now. I don't know if anyone knows what's going on with Steam, where they're fighting a lot of interesting debates in the market right now. They're fighting quite a few people that are trying to force them to concede. And if they concede, I have a very sad, I have a pit in my stomach. We're gonna have a fun moment of, guess what, boys? The only games out there, you're not going to have your indie market anymore because they're going to basically kill the indie market. That's my opinion. That we're going to lose the indie market. That's my foreshadowing of doom that I see happening if we're not careful. And if we start losing companies like Steam or GOG.
My honest reaction to that is meh.
Yeah, but I don't want to go back to the era. I don't want to go back to the era of old school. Okay, fuck everybody. I have to go back to sailing the seven seas. I really don't like doing that. Like 100%. I'm okay with doing it, and I will do it if I need to. But if you give me a place where I'm willing to support the smaller providers and the smaller indie guys, I'm always willing to throw some money to the underdog.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're in agreement with me, but I've always been that way. I always feel that, hey, let's support. And the idea that they're going to steal that from us, just kind of like, they can go fuck themselves as far as I'm concerned.
I've only been able to afford my own games around year 2012, so I don't think they're upgraded.
Yeah, well, hey, I understand that. Totally get the reference and totally get the understanding of that. I've had fun with that for myself.
There is no reference. I'm saying it was only in 2012 that I was able to even afford my own games. This is personal experience. Is that a reference to anything?
Okay, no, I mean that's a good reference. Like that's your reference. That's what I'm saying. L.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, did it not come out right? Okay, I apologize. I was trying to be a dick there. Yeah.
No, I thought you said he was referencing something, and I was like, oh, that's not a reference to anything.
No. That's your frame of reference. That's what I was saying. Like that's how you come at it from. I come from it from the era of do you think I spent like I never spent I look at it like this. Before 2000, the most I ever spent on a video game was $10. After 2000, I'm breaking the bank in some ways, and that really fucking pisses me off.
I get games for free at the Epic Game Store every month or so.
Yeah, but there was a time when I didn't have to go online to get these. I could just go to a yard sale and get like 50 games for under $10. Like I used to be able to get these shit. Go ahead.
Well, the kind of market never existed here in the Philippines anyway. imagine if you're able to just go inside any shopping mall and there'd be stalls selling pirated CDs and DVDs for PS2, PS1 everywhere for
Yeah,
50
but
pesos. So, for
yeah,
reference, that's around $1 each. So that's my frame of reference.
I know which you're lucky, which you were lucky, Al. Well, I don't know. Were you lucky because then technically you had to deal with the bullshit that was you had to deal with like you'll get a disc for a couple bucks and then it doesn't work. Is that did that happen to you a lot or no?
Nope, they were surprisingly high quality discs actually, made by players. So they
Wow,
released silver. Yeah,
that,
it has
that,
they have an Indiana Pacers letter P logo called Players.
yeah.
These guys were basically the top of the line piracy groups because I think they had some kind of assembly line somewhere in Hong Kong or China or whatever, and yeah, these were silver discs, so not the type you could do on your ordinary everyday burner. They were like silver discs. They looked exactly like the original discs, except for the silver, because PS1 discs were black and stuff like that. But yeah,
Oh,
basically,
is that what? You know what's kind of funny about that, Al? Just a little side tangent. I apologize for cutting you off. Um, you laugh at this. Do you know that those silver discs probably work better than some of the black discs? The black discs had a lot of fatal flaws and were prone to dying.
you need a modern PS1 to even play them, or a modern PS2.
Yeah. Well, you could. And or a PS2. You could, because classic PS2 could run those. But the blue discs and the infamous black discs were both a poor quality disc op, and apparently those had issues that to this day apparently still affect them.
What were the issues?
Um, as
My silver discs, my silver discs still work up to now, nowadays. So.
yeah, no, the silver discs will. Yeah, that's the thing because the silver discs are a little higher quality. It was something about the black discs caused issues. I don't know exactly what. Like that's more of a. I don't know exactly what it was, but apparently. Oh well, DJ Ronnie, you're here. I tell you, DJ Ronnie, you here? Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, apparently there was some issue. I'd have to get into it, but I don't know exactly. I'd have to look into it. But there's apparently a big issue with those old black discs, and they don't have the same lifespan as the silver disc.
Oh, that's funny. So that means piracy was doing retro gamers a favor then.
Yes, that is actually kind of amusing. I would have to say it that piracy is the only thing that's kept some retro gaming up and running. Like, you can get fixed copies of certain games. Now, not every game. Now, keep in mind, piracy has the problem of, oh, it exists? Okay, we're never going to do that copy again. I've run into that quite a lot over the years, and that's really fucking annoying. And I wish that didn't exist. I really, really wish that didn't exist. Like, guys, if it doesn't work, please, for the love of Pete, fucking keep doing it. Like, and I can't, I can't say in honesty because of where I am in my country, I can't say I've never copied a disc and decided to put it online to, fix that problem. But or a video game of a certain thing. I can't say I did that. No, I didn't do that, guys. Sorry, but can't really go there. But that kind of annoyed me for back in the day. It's like, yeah, shit. We had that big problem of gaming where, I've run into that multiple times where it's like, hey, here's a game. Oh, cool, I'm gonna play. Oh, this is glitchy as fuck. What the fuck? What the hell? This isn't even like, operatable compared to what it was like the actual getting the cart.
Those are anti-piracy measures.
What anti-piracy measures?
Yeah, if the game is glitchy compared to the original, that's an anti-piracy measure.
Is it really?
Yeah, the devs do that on purpose.
Yeah, I hate that.
Release the pirated versions.
Yeah. I hate anti-piracy measures. I really do. I'm still an avid believer.
Intellectual property. They have a right to do that. I'd say.
They do. They do. I do agree. Everyone has a right to do that, but there's got to be a cutoff point at some point. Like, thank you very much. Like, just release the games that are at that point. Thank you very much. I'm gonna die here if I'm not careful. No, you don't.
Like, for example, the only way to play a Wonder Momo Typhoon Booster is to play it using an Android emulator.
Mm-hmm.
Because unless you have an original NVIDIA Shield, and you'd still have to sideload because it's a game by Way Forward, and they never released it on PC even though they were planning to, which is sad because it's a pretty good game.
Yeah, and I'm always a fan of saying, hey, let's not do that. Like the idea that piracy fixes everything is not true. It's just that piracy has helped in some occasions. It's like having that benefit. It's like, yeah, sure, Yeah, go ahead.
No, I said ahoy, mateys.
Yeah, we've had a lot of times where like piracy's helped, and then it's like at the same time it's just been a negative. All right, there we go, Kata Fairy. No, I'm an avid believer of piracy being kind of a double-edged sword. I think it's a tool that we need to use, and I think if companies keep doing this bullshit of you don't get to own your game, you don't get to own what you own, you're only renting it. Well, this keeps up.
That's been a thing since forever, though.
Yeah, I know, but if it keeps up, I have no problem saying, you know what? If you're not going to let me get the DVDs or not let me get the official copies, well, when I go to buy that game and that game is no longer in the market, or I decide to upload a game I already own, well, guess what, boys? That game is becoming pirate. I'm picking up the game one way or another. If I officially owned it, I owned it. Almost every game I have on my console is something I actually owned on my computer. It's something I actually had a hand in. There's a few Japanese games and like games like Nintendo. Like I have the BS system. There's games I couldn't get my hands on through normal means, and if I could have bought it in normal means, I would have legitimately got it. But no, I have no problem saying, you know what? You don't give me the game, I have no problem saying, okay.
You shall use other means of procurement.
Yes. Yeah, especially if it's a game that I'm actually interested in picking up and playing. Like I said, it's the same thing with comics. I support comic artists. I support all artists. Yeah. So, I have no problem with supporting people when they do the work, but I have no problem saying, if you give me something that's going to be a dick, I'm going to be like, okay. So, like, yeah, no, I got nothing to do with that. Like, for example, I showed a book. We're going to be looking at some books coming up that are actually more modern comics, as we do on the on the Throwback Thursday. Like we've been looking at New Guardians. By the way, funny episode of the New Guardians. We did Jungle Snow, which is the cocaine episode of the New Guardians. And Bob decided to voice act the cocaine powered superhero supervillain Snowflame. No, it was great. It was actually pretty funny. He did a lemongrass. It was all like he did the character lemongrass, and it was really laughable. And it was fun watching him try. Boy, did he try! We got to a point he was losing his voice, so we had to stop. But he did a good job. And so, yeah, we all have fun with that. But I am going to be doing another series coming up called I Hate Fairyland. Now you can actually pick these issues to the left. So I'm going to be all outright, even though I did get copies of this, I will be legitimately saying, hey, if you want to own these books yourselves as we go through them, please look at these books and please, make a hey, here's how you get them. Like, well, I might even point to comic book sites where you can grab them.
Legitimately.
Yeah, legitimately. I'm always about supporting the artist at that point, But again, like there's nothing to support when I do the what's it called? When I do something like an old comic like New Guardians, or okay, I'm going the right way. The DC, like I'm going to be looking at the DC comics. Eventually, I will be having a look at the DC Shadow releases that happened back in the day in the '90s, because they got a DC Comics. I will be doing that. Although we may be looking at another book coming up because someone made Solomon Kane, and I'm not too happy about that. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about that issue, because the idea of someone working on Solomon Kane without Robert E. Howard is kind of a stupid idea.
I see.
Just release the files. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Which files?
Shadow was talking about just release the game files for Shadow Man EXE. Just released the files of games that have come out. Unless he's talking about some other files, and he knows he's not supposed to talk about that on here. I do want you to release the files. Where's my taxes?
They already released the other files. I don't think
Yep.
about that.
So I don't know if you got the joke that's been coming up lately on online. The whole idea of Resident Evil Wesker being in a certain file folder. Yeah, there's been a running joke lately on online.
Not a joke on that. The Seed Dance video of Tom Cruise versus Brad Pitt fighting, because Tom Cruise killed Jeffrey Epstein is a lot more
Yep.
fun.
Yeah, I saw that joke. I saw that joke too. Yeah. We have some.
He was a good man.
AI art has definitely become a thing. What's your thoughts on the idea? Actually, I was going to ask you about that. What's your thoughts on the idea of artists being that AI art is being more pushed online? Yet you have. Yeah, it is. It is on YouTube, and actual legitimate artists aren't being pushed as much. The algorithm is support. The machines are rising, as it was brought up to me as I was talking to someone, that now that it looks like that the algorithm is pushing AI art compared to the actual real artists that are on YouTube right now.
Oh well.
Okay.
Stuff happens. Maybe it's a bit of pushback from YouTube for all the AI art haters.
Who knows? I'm of the opinion it's it sucks, because like I think AI art should take second priority to actual artists, unless it's someone more behind the situation. Like, for example, I've been getting more AI comic stuff. Like, oh, this person should be able to use this, or this person should be able to do that. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's great AI art. Good to know that you did that. But it's like it's clear this is just someone using AI to make this.
What's the difference? The real difference is the ideas.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Ideas the person has. So whether they do it via AI or do it manually, it's all the same to me.
Okay. I'm sort of. I'm sort of the. Yeah. Yeah. I'm of the opinion if it's
Well,
good.
right now, as I say this, actually, working on a commission right now as I say this, just so nobody says I'm being a hypocrite by saying that. Oh, but what will you do when AI takes your work from you? What you talking about? Like, I hardly get any work as is.
Oh, I try. Don't have the money all the time, Mel.
I mean, I'm not talking about you. You do support me, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just making a joke on the matter, but no. As it flies, I do agree with you on that. But to me, it's like, for example, Jaden Animation is looking like she's quitting. It looks like a couple of the guys are done on the YouTube, and that's a little sad. To me, that's actually sad. That actually these are people who have had a huge industry play on it. Although you got to ask yourself after.
They got too comfy.
Yep.
They
I
got
think.
too comfy with how well they were doing. So now they're shocked as to how fast AI art is growing and probably overtaking and basically taking their source of revenue from them. Too bad. Get good. Get good.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. And again, there's nothing stopping people from using AI art in any way they wish. Like I'm only a little mad that Taylor Swift stopped the AI, not naughty stuff from existing. Thanks, Taylor. You fucking bitch. Yeah, that makes me annoyed because we would have had so much fun with AI. Using AI for a proxy of a human art is like VTubing proxy for being attractive. That is what Shadowman X said on mine.
I see. That makes absolutely no sense. Thank you for that comment, which was very offhanded and passive aggressive, and also makes absolutely zero sense.
Okay.
Like, where is the causal connection between that and what we're talking about?
Yeah.
AI artist emphasis. That's known as a non-sequitur. It does not follow. Oh, that is a logical fallacy.
I think he's making. Yeah, I think he's making a reference to the fact that it's the same equivalent as using VTubing at the point.
Exactly, that's a non-sequitur.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't follow. There's no causal connection there.
Okay. Yeah, it's an interesting beast on that for this, and I'm not.
It's really AI hate on being demonstrated right now on stream.
I don't actually see. I don't know if it's AI hate. I don't know if Shadowman cares one way or another. Because I've known Shadowman for a very long time. I think it's more of a. It's more making fun of like animation as a whole, and the fact that VTubing, in a lot of ways, because people are using like my joke is that the fact that VTube that we lost out on the prong because of Taylor Swift. That's my eternal joke that I've had for years. Yeah. 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 Yeah, because it is rather amusing for the art to the extent that it was actually Taylor Swift that killed that.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. But no, other than the main, it's another interesting thing that's been going on lately has been the idea of the functional movies through AI has been something that's been coming more and more a thing. And I know there's been a lot of people arguing, oh, that's never going to happen. It's like, I don't know. I've been seeing people working on this stuff, and it looks like they could really make something out of this if they actually put the solid effort in.
Uh,
You think we're going to start seeing? You think we're going to start seeing AI art, AI movies coming out shortly? You think that's actually?
some AI movies in some circles, just short ones, but which have a cohesive story at least.
Yeah. Well, we do have. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Basically, those already exist. There are already some indie creators doing that. Of course, there's always a lot of pushback.
Yeah. Well, I find it that the guys who are using the pushback for this, like a lot of these stop AI art and stuff, these guys who are doing the pushback are the same assholes that are using it. So that always kind of makes me kind of like, yeah, stop.
I find that a lot of the people who do this massive pushback against AI art are those who don't really do anything creative themselves. It's like they're latching on to the right side of history.
Could be that mentality. I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest.
Yep.
That's kind of my thought process on the matter. But it is kind of amusing if you see it from the game that's being played, because I do laugh at the idea of, oh, there we go. I may even go get another heart fairy back, but I do find it amusing because it's this idea, because I've been looking at these companies like Stop AI, Stop this. You look at where where a lot of these companies are coming from, these new foundations and organizations that exist that are supposed to be, we got to fight the evils of AI, everyone, we got to fight the evils of AI. AI is just awful, guys. It's like, then you find out where they come from. It's like, oh, this is literally a foundation group that's like related in certain places in the Middle East or certain places in India, which are using AI. So like, wait a minute. So the companies that are functionally,
Why are they doing that even? Stuff, Gerardo.
I have no idea. I have no natural idea other than the fact it's like it's a scam. That's the only explanation I have. This is a complete and utter charlatan scam.
The only thing I can think of is that they're content farming or something, or interaction farming.
Yeah, I think it's a legitimate scam. That's my theory. My theory is it's a complete and utter farce, and the farce plays on that game, and I'm wondering how deep that game goes. Because I don't believe they care. I believe it's all about creating a foundation. Because I see a lot of these groups that are running, and it's like you start looking at who's doing what, and it's like, wait a tick, no. That doesn't make a lick of sense. And then you find out who these groups are supporting, and you raise even a higher raised eyebrow. And I've been noticing this as I look into stuff more. Because this is all the stuff I'm finding is legit. You can find information on where these companies are like donating and putting their donos to get the tax write-offs, and a lot of these come from government organizations that shouldn't give two fucks about AI, or key other individuals that are like, oh really, you give a fuck about AI now? So that's kind of what I've noticed out of this beast, that we're seeing more and more of the same thing again and again and again. So I really do hate our I hate charity now. Well, because a lot of these groups like Stop AI Now and other groups, they get donations from, like, they'll support key political heads.
Are there like Stop AI groups? I've never heard of those.
Yeah, there are. There are quite a few. Yeah, it's very fascinating, Al, if you ever want to research this stuff. But yes, they actually are. They seem to have propped up overnight. Actually, if you really want to look at them, and they all seem to be supporting key individuals that will like what they'll do is they're charity groups that will support key political heads and individuals, and they're like, oh, hey there, we're gonna give you some cash, and then when you get in, can you like give us government funding for this support? And that's what they're doing. Like this is legitimately what's been going on for the last 20 years, and this has really got to stop.
They're turning it into a business. Good
Oh
for
yeah,
them.
charity. Charity became profitable, man, and it's driving me up the frickin' wall, because to me it's like, well, wait a minute, that's not charity then.
Charity has always worked like that, though.
Not when I used to volunteer and do volunteer work. I never used to have that.
Interesting to notice it, but charity has always been like that. Historically. Charity was never about altruism.
Oh, I hope you're wrong, but yeah, you could be right. But I have a fun little thing when it comes to AI stuff. It's just kind of amusing that these charity groups are starting to pop up now, and boy howdy, are they popping up. We are seeing a large spectrum of these organizations slowly showing up more and more and more. And it's like, I don't know why this should exist now, but now it exists in a large scale. Now this exists in a large scale. How the fuck did this all of a sudden come out of nowhere? And I'm seeing that they're all cropping up very quickly, and they're all cropping up overnight. And that sings the big old alarm bells in my braino. I don't know if it does to you, El, but it does to me. Makes me go, oh.
What do you mean?
Like the idea of the alarm bell that is, oh, this is actually fake. This is actually a evil.
I think all these big organizations are fake. So, yeah. I don't believe in human beings being altruistic at all. Maybe individual people, but when people form groups, like large groups like that, I'm always suspicious.
It all started in the '80s. I can't deny that, and it's only gotten worse. It's only gotten worse now, and it's slowly getting even more bad as time goes on. We are definitely seeing a shift that I didn't think I'd see back in the day, and now it's just slowly growing bigger and bigger and bigger. One day, boys, it's just gonna have to take its header. I'm waiting for the head. I'm waiting for that header to come.
So we started with the Nintendo thing now. Well, where are you going with that?
I was trying to show that Nintendo, that like Nintendo was the superior winner in America, and then I was using comparisons of how in Asia, Sega actually had a better fighting chance, and that places like where you are from, the market was far.
Nintendo was still the winner here.
You think so?
Specifically the Famicom, the Super Famicom.
Okay.
There were tons of, all we had were pirated cards here. Like all of my Famicom cards from the 80s, even they're all pirated cards. Bootlegs, clones.
Yeah, but technically those clones aren't actually making Nintendo money. So can you actually say that's a win? Same with Sega.
Consoles. Yes, it moves Famicoms. It doesn't move video games. It moves consoles. So yeah, it's still a win.
Good. Yeah, and well, my way of looking at it was that this was the market was I think, especially in Japan, I think Sega had the strongest passing. And yeah, that's kind of been my vibe from this whole shenanigans. Oh, water, bad.
Let's see. Example says Gerardo. Hello, Gerardo. The late Yankees owner George Steinbrenner. Everyone knew him as a hard ass. But when he died, someone came forward and said that George helped him and his family out of a super tough situation. But George had one stipulation: never tell anyone. The terms actually never moved forward.
Okay. But no, Nintendo was an interesting beast. I'm using the water to bounce off, boys, if you're wondering. No, Nintendo was definitely a different beast on the matter, and I did find it rather amusing that that I think Sega did start, like, especially when it got to the later years, the Sega Saturn and the Dreamcast, which blew up in Japan. Like, there's still to this day you can get markets from that. There we go. And I felt that the market was kind of... There we go. There's your $500. Give me my flippers. I did find it amusing that we're starting to see that market that kind of shifts in the way that that Nintendo was actually not as strong of a thrower, especially after the N64 era, and where Sega still had more power, especially in Asia. But here in America, at that point, PlayStation took the lead in a big way.
PlayStation took the lead as well as soon as it was released. Like, everyone wanted a PlayStation, but because was still low-key, basically, as far as consoles goes, as well as the Super Nintendo, because the PlayStation was flipping expensive.
Yep, and that was the other big problem.
It was a good investment, though. Once you got a PlayStation, the pirated discs were super cheap. Yeah, all the PS1s here were sold with a mod chip installed.
Mm-hmm. Yep, which is kind of funny if you think about it.
This happened until the PS2 era, actually.
Oh, that's kind of neat. What was your so yeah, no, it's funny because I find it amusing that that like where your country was, like, it was a different beast, but where my country was, it was like Sega was just floundering. And it seemed to flounder in a lot of places. Another great place that Sega seemed to have a huge market is the Europe. Like, the Master System really had a better market in Europe.
I see. Over here it was Nintendo versus Sega, actually. Just like in the US.
Well, to then sorry about that, Destro. Honestly, can I be honest? The one console that beat a lot of other consoles out was a very amusing console called the Game Boy. They yeah.
So, not everyone could afford a Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, was the Game Boy considered fairly cheap in the US and Canada? Because over here
It was
considered a super expensive rich kid's toy. So you own a Game Boy, that means your parents were rich.
Oh no, up here it was a joke. You could get like I was picking up Game Boys at yard sales for like $10. I had 6.
I mean, that's our yard sale, so that means that was beyond the Game Boy's actual lifespan. Like, when it was new, was it not expensive?
Not really. I got mine new for like $60.
Okay.
Yeah, but I did get it at a sale, so I don't know if you can count that. I'd have to look at what the original price was. I'd have to ask Lexus what the original price was in Canada. but I vaguely remember getting mine for really cheap.
So the price of the console was about the same here in the Philippines, but considering the income level of most people here in the Philippines compared to Western countries, yeah, it was expensive.
Yeah, I could see that. But up here, we were getting ours at a really cheap. Like I was getting a cheap. Like again, I was picking those up at yard sales. Again, I will say that because I have to say that there was a time when I was grabbing Game Boys for like nothing, which is kind of funny if you think about it. Oh,
I never had a Game Boy myself. I always wanted one, but could never afford one. I can't even afford a Game Boy nowadays because it's actually risen in price. Although there are some Game Boys being sold, like not working conditions, like over Shopee here. No. But I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to buy one of those, might as well buy an R36S, which is around. Mine was around $20 on sale, and it'll play Game Boy. It'll play up to PS1 full speed. So yeah, it's just about being pragmatic about it.
yep. No, I can't stop laughing at the fact that we had Game Boy games that were at the time of like can I be honest? There's so many times I can talk about Game Boy as a whole and as the market. I can't stop laughing at the fact that how little and how cheap everything was. Like if you want me to talk about the yard sailing market back in the day, oh god, you guys are getting. Can I be honest? Every retro collector that's trying to collect game retroly, you fuckers are getting hosed. You fuckers are getting hosed up the ass with broken glass, baby. You are bending over and squealing like pigs, man. I can't deny that. It is that freaking bad. The indie market is that disgusting, in my opinion. It is horrendous. Oh my lord.
You mean the console market, right?
Yeah, the console market, the gaming market. I mean, yeah, I feel sorry for anyone who's trying to pick up retro games at this point. I really do. I would say buy a computer before computers start getting more expensive because computers are going to blow up in big prices coming up very shortly. Just because I think what's going to happen is the Switch, when the consoles die in 5 years. Here's my prediction. In 5 to 10 years, consoles are going to die. And the second they die, computer market is going to explode to the level that you've never seen before. I'm going to be right back. I got to go use the facilities, and then we will. I will talk about the retro gaming stuff.
Hey guys, guess where the soundtrack is from? The one I'm playing right now. Do you know? Cerulean knows. Because I played it often enough. And Cerulean has played it.
Okay. Okay, so back in the day when Nintendo, when consoles were considered games, not investments. All right, let the old man tell you his old man days. Do you want the old man voice chat? Well, you already get one. I can do older. I give you that Clint Eastwood fast. Okay, so all right. Yard sailing days back in the day, when before the market started blowing up, and I gotta be honest, I'm going to blame. I have a finger I'm going to point at a market. You can either agree with me or not agree with me. What happened with the market back in the day? Oh, what was that, Al?
Oh, I just sneezed. Continue.
Oh. Before the market got stupid, and I mean really stupid, the market used to have back in the day, grandmas used to have their old, oh, I bought a console for little Jimmy and he doesn't come over anymore. So here's the console. And they,
Don't do that though. You can be like, oh, I bought a Super Console X for little Jimmy.
yeah, that used to happen. That used to happen. They used to buy the consoles for their kids.
I'm saying you can still do that now. I bought a Super Console X for little Jimmy for like $20, $25, and it plays all the old games to PS1. You can just plug it into a TV. You can even do PSP. Yay! Super Console X.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It wasn't like it was now. Like back then, little Jimmy would have a bunch of games. And again, most people didn't care, you know, and it would be.
Nowadays,
What?
little Jimmy would get all the games. Little Jimmy
Yeah.
would get like thousands of games in one console.
Yeah, but you know, is that the official?
Yes, actually, they are official read-only memory files. Yes.
Yeah. I get what you're doing, Al. Well, let me finish. So back in the day, little Jimmy used to have like a bunch of games that he would have. Now, most people would be like, "Oh, little Jimmy doesn't, you know, little Jimmy's like working on his own stuff, or he's off doing the college thing or the university thing." So you'd have yard sales where people like me used to have no problem picking up a market. And yeah, and we could back in the day. I remember, like, you want to talk Game Boy games, Al? I bought a box of Game Boy games, about 60 Game Boy games, and a Game Boy for about $25. And that also came with the official Game Boy charger and Game Boy box.
Nice. So over here you could buy. Over here you could buy a 25-in-1 Game Boy cart for $25, which would contain 25 games in one.
Well, 25 of the same games. Keep in mind that happens a lot in your market.
Oh, no. Back then, those games would be like the 201, 100-in-1 titles. Nowadays, yeah, they're all the same games. But I have this 110-in-1 Famicom card. They're all different games. There's only a few ones which repeat. Usually hacked versions of them, like maybe 5 games or so. Hey, so.
Yeah, hey, so. But no, for me, that market was so like the retro market. It's bad for that because, like I said, it was so cheap. I remember I took my in what started the market boom. Can I be honest? I still think this is a government. I still think this wasn't a. I think this was a government thing. I am to this day thinking. I still think this is a. This was a plant. That this wasn't actually legitimately. Like, I maybe not a government aspect, but my conspiracy theory is this, and it falls as this. The games that existed, and that all these old retro games, the reason they started, like, building up these huge price pops was because of the simple fact that certain shows, like Pawn Stars and other places, and they started incorporating. Oh, well, I could get 100,000 on this, and I could get 50 on this. This comic super rare, and it'll actually get you like X amount of money. The second that started happening, I started seeing the market shift in a way, thanks to like A&E and other stuff like that. in a way, I don't think it's just never recovered. Like I will to this day, I will hate the fact that that I went to go get a retro Super Nintendo. Just want a retro Super Nintendo. I want a Nintendo and a Super Nintendo, and $100. Okay, I'm gonna spend the $100 just because I want I want the little mini cart. I remember hearing guys, oh, we're gonna go online and we're gonna go sell these for $300. I wanted to punch those guys in the face so much. Like I think I should have had the right legally to beat the crap out of them. Like I should have. What?
Talking about the scalpers, right?
Yes, I wanted to beat the crap out of these scalpers. I wanted to commit violence against these people. I do, and I still want to commit violence against these people. I want to cover them. I want to cover them in batter and sugar icing and launch them into a volcano and turn them into a frickin' falafel.
Oh no. How falafel.
Yep, falafel. I want to launch them into space. I want to carve a bunch of carrots, launch them into space, and then fire the carrots into space going in the opposite direction, then fire them up in space as it turns around and makes a rotation, it stabs them and they die. I want to awaken a genie. Release its hell on the world. I will make 3 wishes, and every scalper, and those 3 wishes will follow as follows. Every scalper's penis will fall off. Every scalper who didn't have a penis now has a penis. Now has their penis.
Oh, okay.
And
So
and
you're
then
saying
all their
it's
heads.
scalpers' fault, basically, that the market is this way right now.
Well, actually, it was elderly people's fault following scalpers, because elderly people saw this on A&E and other channels that, oh, I could make money. It was boomers' fault, actually. Like most humanity's woes, the boomer are responsible for society's woes.
Oh no. How discriminatory against the boomers.
Well, it's true. Can't be can't lie when it's their fault, right? They made the mistake. Like I said, it was this market of boomer mother sold my entire collection, everything I had, fucking yard. Yeah. Hey, Snow, just keep in mind, I may have bought your collections at one time. Sorry. But no, what happened is stuff like A&E, Pawn Stars, Pawn Warriors, stuff like that. These shows are what legitimately created this artificial explosion, because elderly people start going, well, I can make money off that, so they started keeping these games, and then they started trying to sell. Oh wow!
Drove the prices of original games and consoles up. Got it?
Yes, exactly. That's actually what legitimately started happening. And that's when the scalping market kicked in, because the scalping market will always kick in when they smell opportunities.
That makes sense.
Yep. And that's what happened. So I'm an avid hater of the scalping market as a whole. And I'll be interested to see if YouTube gets upset about me and my ideas of using fictitious stuff in a joke. see if YouTube actually does what I think it's going to do.
All it's gonna say is you can't monetize your stream, that's all.
Yeah, most likely. Well, I can't monetize my stream anyway. Support my Patreon, or check out our shirts that come out. LCX has worked on 2 of them now. Might even be working on the 3rd, the way things are going. Which I don't mind.
I'm sure you made enough money from the previous sales.
I have not made enough money off any of the sales yet, but I will keep.
I don't think you should be making more than.
I will not. I will continue working on building the storefront up until the storefront I feel is satisfactory. And if it doesn't make any money in a couple years, then I will make my decision if it was valuable. All I know is very shortly I'm going to have a support your local dice goblin cup, mug, T-shirt, and hand you down for myself, and my I dream of House Hippo stuff will eventually come out for myself.
You bought your own stuff?
Oh yes, I'm going to be buying my own stuff eventually.
Okay.
Not right now. Not right now. I have other things I need to get for my place. Like I need more I need more kitchen space, so I might be buying a micro kitchen, which is a small little kitchen with counters and tops and stuff. Like I'm actually getting something made for that, so I have more kitchen space.
We like those. We like those cabinets.
Yeah, those moving cabinets. Yeah, I'm gonna be buying.
It's from like the 80s. No, even the 60s maybe.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? It is.
Yeah, I need stuff like that to help me out. I also need a little more. I also need more shelf space. So these are two big products I need to purchase soon. I need to buy more. More socks because I'm always running out of socks. That's my internal struggle of the eternal fight over my freaking socks. Stuff like that. But no, I got other products I need to pick up first before I even consider them. But yeah, no, I'm gonna keep this market going until the other stuff, because I do on occasion sell my food. So I want
like
to.
Like the proper food you make.
Yes, I actually do sell it on occasion. People will ask me to will buy some off me for a couple bucks here and there.
Maybe you should do like a review of the food you make. Like that Steve MRE guy.
I actually haven't done that. I actually should do the unthawed food. I don't freeze dry my stuff, so that might actually be an option. I haven't thought about doing that in a while. But no, I do cook it online. Like I said, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of stuff there. But no, I actually do need a little more space in this apartment because it's starting to get small. Basement apartments are kind of small.
Oh, I'm talking about, right? Yeah, MRE guy.
Yeah. Yes, I know you're talking about. Yeah. Steve 1984, yeah. I might be doing. Yeah. I might actually. Maybe I should send him some of my food. I know he lives in Canada.
He does sound like a Canadian. Yeah, like that. You guys have a very specific way of speaking like that. You enunciate everything, is what I've noticed.
Yeah, I've noticed that myself. Well, it's also because I learned how to read using comic books. So my speech is very comic-esque.
It's like you pronounce everything super clearly. And when I hear something like that, I'm like, yeah, Canadian.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate that. There we go. But no, I do have a fun of the fun charm of that idea of having fun with that, and maybe I should do that more. But I'm actually going to be doing a small short video on the pasta salad I'm about to make.
I like looking at stuff like that, especially when I'm eating lunch or dinner or something. I'm like, okay, let's see what this guy's up to. It gives me an appetite.
Yeah. Well, I do plan on making some more pasta salad, so that's the big batch of pasta salad I'm going to be prepping today. So that'll be my prep for the shorts today. Yeah. Maybe. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I find that because I literally learned how to read from comics. So there's a lot of times, like, you can actually tell in the last episode of Throwback Thursday, like Bob's like, I don't understand what that is, and it's like I'm able to read it no problem. It's like, yeah, can you tell I learned how to read using comics because that was easy. Yeah, it was comics and sci-fi novels. That's how I learned how to read.
You learn how to read from school?
No, I never learned anything from school, really. Not even mathematics.
Yeah.
I learned I learned I learned how to I learned that I like girls from school. Does that count?
No.
Okay, I learned history from school. It gave me a love of history. That's what school did. Otherwise, I have no other I have nothing else that I believe I actually learned from school. I learned to reading comics and manga and video game stuff. Video game stuff was my first one. I actually learned a lot from video games because of the help of that. You know, it really did help me out, and I really did actually learn a lot from video games. My first ever, the first game I ever really learned, like I actually started learning something from, was Final Fantasy and Dragon Warrior, were the two ones I actually started understanding.
Final Fantasy actually require a lot of reading because, my experience, it's like the first Final Fantasy didn't really need much reading. Like, I bet even the Japanese version you could play through it by just sort of guessing what's going on.
Yeah, but Dragon Warrior was what did it, because I could read and understand Dragon Warrior and stuff like that. It was to get to that key point, and it was other video games like Chrysalis gave me that other understanding of it. And I started to learn how to read from those books back in the day. I mean, those video games. And then comics, where I really kind of picked up the syntax from that, and I started reading more. I learned math through that was definitely video games. Math was video games as well.
You're not gonna tell me you learned math from playing JRPGs, are you? That would be kind of silly.
No. It was Western RPGs.
That's actually an argument I saw on Reddit that JRPGs teach you math apparently, and that's one of their advantages. I'm like, no, they don't. You just look at which one has a bigger number. When you see big number games.
Well,
big number,
yeah, but it was actually Western RPGs, because Western RPGs did have that weird, like, you had to have some mathematical thought process to it.
But it's just probabilities. Like, will this hit? Will it not hit?
It was get that bonus to get this bonus. I learned a lot more math. Math became a lot easier for me because of D&D back in the day.
Like, when you roll, you gotta calculate the bonuses and what the defense is, blah blah blah.
Yep. But like, no, I never learned anything in school. School's useless. Don't go to school.
That statement actually makes a lot of sense nowadays.
It really does. That's the sad thing. Pick up a trades, people. Pick up a trades. It's not worth it. It's bail. Bail. University sucks. Get out of there, boys. Run. It's just gonna make you a moron.
To make you book smart, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry. You must be talking about another country's thing. University doesn't do that here.
Huh? Okay.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I wish it did. It doesn't anymore. So far, every university student I've dealt with that hasn't been someone that had a head on his shoulders and already had a plan the second they went into university turned out to be an absolute moron and absolutely failed. I have, as of yet, seen someone walk into university or college without a plan and walk out with actual ability. Like, not one. I can't think of a single person that I've met in the last 20 years has done that. Like, I wish I was
university this year. My niece is going into university this year.
Well, I feel sorry for her. My condolences, El. I'm half joking, but my condolences.
Okay.
If it's American university, I feel sorry. Oh fuck, that's even worse. Oh my lord, I'm so sorry.
Have you forgotten she lives in Alberta?
Oh yeah. Oh jeez. Oh no. Well, just remember when she's high off her mind, never accomplished anything, never did anything. Well, mind you, you are Asian, so that may be the defeating factor of this. But I have noticed so far, I'm not joking when I say this. If they don't have a plan when they walk in and they don't have a scholarship, a plan, they didn't work for it, they come out the other end like garbage. Like they are the worst human beings I have ever met.
In what way? You tell. I'm interested.
I don't have I don't have much of a filter even on my own channel, but
Then don't filter it.
yeah, I'm not filtering it. No, someone said, holy fuck, no filter. Oh no, I don't have a filter when I do my channel. I just won't talk. I just won't talk about the big no words. My feeling towards uni when it comes to university is due to the fact that like literally it's this. Hi, I went to university. Give me stuff. Well, you don't really deserve anything that you actually got. This is legitimately what I've noticed in the last couple years. It's especially in the last 20 years. It's been that bad. Hi, give me stuff. It started around 2000, I guess 2004 or 5. It's hi, I went to university. Give me something. You don't deserve anything. Okay, give me something. You still don't deserve anything. You didn't do anything yet. Well, I want something. I went to university. You don't get anything. Or this.
Without the qualification.
Yeah. You're not really. You're not. Yeah. Well, you're not qualified.
Certifications and stuff.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If it isn't a trade school that gives you proper certifications, I have found that those who had no plan. This is no plan. This is not someone who does have a plan. Someone who actually has a plan uses the certifications, already has an in somewhere, gets the work, and they're already ready to go. That is a different beast. Because I've seen those guys walk away with fucking gold. They'll go into university and they come out smelling like fucking roses.
Okay.
Yeah, but the guys who have nothing on that, oh my lord. It's terrifying. Like they come out and they're high as a kite 90% of the time, and it's just give me something. I went to university. Where's my something? And they don't get anything, and so they get upset, and then they drop out. And then after dropping out, then they'll drop out because they never accomplished anything, never got anything from it, and now they have this self-satisfied attitude.
How about if somebody was promised like $5,000 for just going to university?
That's happened. That usually ends up badly. That usually ends up with a part that usually ends up with them getting drunk, high, and partying, and then they let. I like to call those people university grain fed, because university will build you up into the mentality that you have accomplished something. And again, this comes from an absolute scrub. I'm not exactly somebody who could. I shouldn't even be doing the bop that I'm talking right now, because I didn't exactly do that good in anything, in educational at all. But
You're entitled to it. It's fine.
hey, dude, I'm outside. You want to know You want to know why I look at it like this? I was the outsider. I was the guy running D&D games at university when no one else was willing to run the games. I was that guy. So I was the guy that actually was like, hey, oh, you want someone to help you do this? Okay, sure. I'll run your game on the side. So I came over to my friend's house to do that on more than one occasion. So like I actually ran games outside the university at that point. So I had a front row seat to the fun that was watching people go through university. And it became silly. it became over the top. It became absurd. How many people I saw showed up, had all these intentions, all these ideas, and they just no real game plan, no setup, no mark, no idea, did not have a fallback if this went south, and they fucking just flopped into oblivion. They never called. Yeah.
Well, you should look at my story sometime.
I have looked at your story. We've talked about what happened to you in uni.
No, not that.
Oh,
No, not that. Have you read my story? Here. Let me find it. I forgot the title.
was that the one with the was that the one where the guy was telling people how to do stuff? Was it that story?
Yes, that's it.
Yes, I read that one.
It's called Matthew.
Yep. That is legitimately how I see some of these people nowadays. And I do. I wish I didn't. Again, university wasn't for everybody. Like back in the day, I hate to say it, like I'm the motherfucker who fixes your drain. I'm the motherfucker who takes out your trash and helps you set up stuff. I'm the guy that sets your VPN, okay? I am not I am as creative as I can be, and I am a very creative motherfucker, but I don't expect to go farther than what I've accomplished as I am now. If I get better, hey, if someone likes what I'm doing, fucking A, I'm really happy and I really do like the support. Please support my stuff that I do. I love it. Thank you very much. But I will not deny.
Practical, real world skills. Basically.
Yes, well, yes, and again, even this artistic stuff. This is stuff I had to work on my own time. Like this is something I had to do on my own dime, and I enjoy doing what I'm doing. But I don't deny I'm not the guy that you should be looking at to gain that golden ticket. That's not me. I'm not the rich millionaire that's going to be freaking flooring stuff. I don't have that cash that people who actually accomplish those extra things or have that extra stuff can get away with. I'm not that guy. And when you get people who think that, yeah, I think the best way to put it, and I've said this to people over the years, and I'll say it again. Some people are just meant to pick potatoes out of the ground, man. It's just the calling in their life. It sucks. I feel awful that I say that sometimes, but the truth is, some motherfuckers ice skate uphill. Okay, it's just the truth. And
no. In a capitalist society, the communists would say.
Yeah.
It's the birth lottery thing.
Yeah, and it's not even a birth lottery thing in some levels. It's not even that. It's just like I said. Some people have a functional plan. They don't have the plan. It doesn't work. It fails. It fails when you go into uni.
Hello, crack dealer.
Yes, break big rocks into small rocks. That is a legitimately. I wish it wasn't like that, but there are people like that in our existence. They've always existed. It's just how humanity is. Not everyone takes to the information and knowledge. And I would say, I would say my only saving grace in my life is I should be the guy. I should be the guy telling the other people where to break the rocks, where to put the rocks. I'm a little higher on that fucking scale, not by much, but a little higher. And that's just how shit is. I'm sorry, you'll meet people like that, and you'll be like, "Holy fuck, you are the stupidest motherfucker I ever met." I've had that happen. I've met people at the university. I'm like, I met a guy. We'll call him Space Case because this is who this guy was. And funny story about Space Case. He shows up somewhere between Paramore and Potato. Yeah, that's about right. That's me in a nutshell. But anyway, I met this guy. This guy was such a wackadoo of a human being. And I kept thinking to myself, how did you get into university? I just kept thinking to myself, this guy literally. Go ahead.
I was just saying hi to Roger.
Okay,
Hello. Welcome.
welcome. No, this guy was such a space. By the way, I'm also live streaming. We should put my my stream on the side. But no, this guy was such a freaking wildly stupid human being. Oh, we got. Okay. I do have to time out soon, very shortly, but I'll finish the story and I will leave you to your fun. This guy, unfortunately, due to just the fact that you could tell it, he would get these girls that he would hook up with, and they were always these like really cute, attractive girls. They were so sweet, so nice. And then you think to yourself, okay, he got a cute girl. Then it's like slowly the manipulation would happen. What's his name? Paul. Actually, no comment. So this guy, he shows up, he just starts buying stuff on a credit card and buys more stuff on a credit card and buys. By the time he was done, he was in university. He had so much stuff sitting in his closet and so much stuff piled up. By the time this guy left, university, he got dropped out. He had no money, no stuff. He ended up spending all his cash on other things. So it just became worse and worse and worse. The more he stayed in university, the higher and harder in debt this guy. And he was just paying these girls were walking up and going, "Hey, can you buy this? Hey, can you buy that? Hey, can you do this?" And it became a life of just every girl at the university that wanted free money was bugging this guy. And him being a very simple human being and failing miserably, he was paying out. And it got to the point where I once asked him, because I saw his car getting repossessed. And that happens in Canada. And I said to him, "What happened?" "Oh, well, this girl needed to go to Toronto." I looked at him and I said, "Dude, did you at least get something from it?" "Oh yeah, she left me her scarf and a couple other things." Like, oh no, why did you do that? And it was just he just got like it was just constantly taken advantage of for the entire time he was at uni. And by the time he walked out, he had such a debt. Like his parents ended up selling their house and putting themselves on a mortgage, a new house. They had to get a cheaper house to pay off his debt. I'm like, uh, at that point, like, why was he in university? He just got taken advantage of the entire freaking time. I felt sorry for him, but he just walking into it. What?
Still issue.
I guess
Sounds
it's
like
a skill issue. Yeah, I guess it's a skill issue. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta start cooking. You guys have yourselves a very good one. Thank you so much, everybody. Those who joined in the chat on my, because most people were, the people that usually jump on my chat are on your chat right now. So I want to say hi to everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the fun that was this throwback freebie or this this Friday freebie with LCX. I do appreciate that, El. We will talk to you later. You have yourselves a very good one, and I will see you next time, guys. I got to start cooking up that pasta salad. See you guys later.
Hey guys, look, I'm almost done with no bedtime. So